Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail pic, Taurus, this is High Priestess week, baby. We're doing my High Priestess reading layout. What are we going to find out without... What are we going to find out? I can never be totally cool, man. I just can't figure it. So what are we going to find out in this reading? We're going to find out what your superpower is, your strength, what your kryptonite is, your true weakness, what your... nemesis is. It's kind of, and your nemesis is something that repeats in your life, probably happens at like the worst timing, but it always manages to make you stronger. You always come out a little bit stronger after dealing with a nemesis. And then the last thing we're going to ask is what your next assignment is. So Taurus, to do that, well, I'm going to start with the witches, my witches oracle. So I'll let y'all look at this, because there's a lot of different ones, and people always ask, which one is it, Cindy? Which it's this one here. It's yeah, a Marla Brooks and a Onia Khan. That's the one I'm using. There's an incantation that comes with each one. You got to wait to the end of the reading to get the incantation. So, and then I'm going to use, so to ask those questions, I'm going to use my Angelarium deck, and I'm going to use my Heaven and Earth deck. And I'm going to use my teeny tiny Everyday Witch deck. So Taurus, let's get started. We're going to start first with a Witch's Oracle card for you. It's a witchy week, Taurus. A witchy week. All right. A message to Taurus from the Witches. Okay. Magical candles. Ooh, make a wish, my friends. I'm just hearing that. Make a wish. So you could, okay, I'm just going to say, when we get to the end, of course, you can it's not live. You can go to that right now if you want. Try to find it. I'm not going to timestamp it because I want you to stick around. So you could go to the end and see. But I'm going to say right now, take a moment before you get to the end and think about a wish that you have. One that you genuinely, truly would like to come true. And try to make the wish something that is in the higher good of all. You know, I wish I could have John and Sue's house. You know, I wish something bad happened to them so I could get their house. That's not going to work out. You're not going to get that. That's bad energy. You know what I'm saying? A good wish. I really have a feeling here at the end, the incantation is going to support a wish that you have. That's what I got for you, Taurus. When you have Mortar and Pestle, Triple Goddess, Book of Shadows. Look, there's a candle there. Oh, that's interesting, and that's where it stops for your underline. Ooh, Triple Goddess, magic energy. The Maiden, the Mother, and the, I heard the Rogue, but that's not, that would be more associated with like male energy, right? Rogue. No, the croon, the crone, the croon, you know. But then the Book of Shadows. I don't know, you know what? I kind of get the impression that maybe some of you were into kind of magic or spell work. This is your week. This is really your week, my friends. So you might even be into like grinding certain herbs. You know, it's funny, right? Like I have my own Mortar and Pestle. I used to have a couple, to be honest. But I've never been into like, maybe I'm a more like a holistic witch. I I like to work with herbs and plants to make serums and things like that. And that's kind of why I have a Mortar and a Pestle. But so I want to also say, like, if you're not, you don't do like spell work or anything like that, there's definitely something important for you. I feel like in the lunar cycle that we're in right now, to pay attention and to put intentions and incantations towards certain cycles of the moon, the new moon, the full moon, I'm hearing empty moon. It's kind of like a new moon again, the waning, waxing, and the full, okay? And pay attention to supplements that you're taking. I'm getting that with the Mortar and the Pestle, as well as like these can be used to enhance any wishes or spell work that you might be doing. The flavor is everything. right? The flavor is everything. So let's get started. This is going to be the meat and potatoes, honey. The incantation is just the gravy on top. Am I reaching you, Taurus? I'm talking to your earthly Venus energy. Okay. Your superpower, your kryptonite, your nemesis, your next assignment. Isn't it fun if we look at life like that? Yeah, it's my next assignment, Cindy. I'm ready. I got my mask on. Your superpower, Taurus, angel of the sky. Well, aren't you something? Angel of the sky? That's downright beautiful. The angel of the sky. Peace. You're at peace. I feel like it too. People look up to you with angel of the sky. You have a special connection with the heavens. I feel like your mind is very in tune and open to the heavens, to divine. I'm hearing divine language. That's interesting. Angel of the sky. Clouds. Maybe the cloud people. We talked about the cloud people a few times. The cloud people. An energy within the clouds. Your mind. I want to say your mind is your superpower here. But when it's influenced by divine. When there's no constraints around it. An open mind is your superpower. What's your kryptonite? Your true weakness? Right hand empathy. Ooh. You might be, okay, I'm going with right hand. Because I'm the reader, as I'm going with it, I'm right hand dominant. So to me, my angels are talking to me how to communicate to you. They utilize me to do that. So I'm right hand dominant. That's my reflex hand to use, right? So I'm getting like reflex empathy. That's your weakness. That's your kryptonite. You immediately feel sorry for someone else as opposed to looking at yourself in a situation. That's quite fascinating. A reflex empathy is your weakness, your kryptonite. You might take in a lot of strays, a lot of injured animals. I don't know how you couldn't. But you know, I guess some people don't. So I guess that is a reflex. Like I sympathize with your empathy for animals and things like that. I think you probably get involved in situations with people that you really don't need to. I don't, like, I'm just picking it up, like, some of it's good and some of it's not so good for you. So, I don't know, you could just find yourself in the grocery store and, you know, somebody makes a comment about food prices or something and you go, oh, I know, and then the person starts talking and all of a sudden this person is, like, letting out their whole life story and you're like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Oh, you know what? Here, let me buy that roast for you. I don't know. Just be careful with the reflex empathy, Taurus. Your nemesis, okay? It comes around, it goes around. It's going to follow you your whole life. Comes around probably when you really don't need it right now. But hey, there it is. And that's what ends up making you stronger. Left eye knowledge. Your right hand empathy. Right hand empathy and left eye knowledge. And knowledge... An open, clear mind driven by divinity is your superpower. Fascinating. And look at how the hand is going through his body. And we just talked about the right hand. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, your nemesis is dealing with your weakness. Your nemesis is dealing with your weakness, right? Your kryptonite. Kryptonite comes around for you. It's almost like you're drawn to your own kryptonite. To your own kryptonite. You see yourself in too many things. Like, and I don't mean it like you project yourself onto other people. I mean you allow others to kind of project themselves onto you and you kind of latch onto them and go, oh yeah, I know, that's not good. Oh, I feel bad for you. No. Because then the left hand, because I'm right hand dominant and I'm your reader, is not the reflex hand. I have to make a point often to use it. I mean, it'll come in, it'll do stuff. If I'm doing, I don't have to tell it, you know what, you got to get in there right now and hold the nail while the hand goes through. Shit. The left hand gets a, you know, your dominant hand dominates even the other hand. But this is not the reflex, right? And we're talking about knowledge. You might be prone to getting involved in sob stories. And I'm saying sob stories because it's coming up as a nemesis, and it is, because you're dealing with it. The nemesis is you're dealing with this throughout life. It's your weakness. And if it's your weakness, I feel like there are things that you do that you get involved in emotionally that are detrimental to you and not in your higher good, because divinity is saying you shouldn't be doing this. The open mind, the open spiritual mind, but it's almost like you might, interesting, I wanted to say metamorphosis, but I'm getting masticized. Am I saying that? I'm hearing it right, but I'm having trouble saying it. Masticize. Isn't it like a growth or something that does something not good? What does that do? I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing. I mean, look, there's so much reflection up there. But so your left eye, this area that the hand is going through here, it sort of to me represents a couple of chakras, the heart chakra and the the third. It's being confident enough to put your own. Sometimes you need to put yourself in front of others. Now, you know, when I get messages like this, I got to think that I'm dealing with or speaking to a group of people that have a tendency to be the complete opposite of narcissism. Because I just know Spirit would not deliver a message like this for someone who was a narcissist, because they do it all the time. They don't have it. Empathy is not their weakness. So I know I'm not talking to anyone like that. And if I am, well, this is not your reading, so fuck off. Really, I'm not going to tell you to be more of a jerk. But this really is like and it's almost painful because you have to think about it. You have to introduce the other hand that's not the reflex. Okay. Like, this is going to keep developing because we have tarot cards to add to this. It's going to be interesting. What's your next assignment? Oh, left hand, judgment. I was like going for the kill, but I don't know if it's going for the kill. Because judgment. Use your left hand. Don't be sympathetic here. It's interesting. Don't be sympathetic. Go in for the kill. The bottom. Root connection. And then you have a tree on the next one. Angel of verdancy. Oh shit, I forget what that means. I'm gonna go on the computer, look that up. Oh, wait a second. Can I recall it? I feel like it's in a filing cabinet in there. It's never really lost. It's just been shuffled away. I'm trying to find it. This tree's enormous. The elk are coming into the tree. The tree has information. He's holding giant, enormous hands with this light, this little sliver of light. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. I don't even know if there's an angle or if there's a reflection. Okay. The root, which is interesting because then you have the tree, and the information is coming from your gut. There's a gut instinct that overrides a reflex reaction. So I don't know what this is about, but okay, there's something for you right now. You're getting this reading right now. Something where your gut instinct is supposed to override your reflex reaction. But you've got to push through this, and it's uncomfortable. And there's a pearl here dropping from the sky, which also, I always think of pearls of wisdom. And you're talking about angel of sky, your open mind. And then the left hand, like something is now burning with this judgment. Something about how you've been feeling empathy towards something or someone, or how you've used empathy in your life, or how it's used you. I feel like that's a more accurate way of describing that, how empathy has used you. Burn this away and allow the cosmos to shine through. And now, you see, neither one of these heads are looking at what is coming through them. They're kind of looking more up, right? And that's, in a way, that's where it originally comes from, but then it comes through you. Because then the cosmos come through and the head is bent down and it is observing the cosmos coming through after something has been burned away. After how empathy has used you. And then what is this? The elk are coming into this tree. It's as if some form of wisdom would be shared with you. I mean, not just you. This could be your family, because there's some elk here with little ones. All right. I'm going to keep going. So the other thing that I'm doing differently here too is usually, like, if I'm going to pull a tarot card to go with my oracle cards, I'll do 1 or 3. I'm doing 2. Let's change it up a little bit. All right, I don't know what you have to do, but you don't have to do it again once you do it. Because the left hand is being burned off here too. So this might even just be some sort of a scenario or a situation that you're encountering right now, or you will, or you have. I don't know where you are in the timeline. So your empathy is being used against you. And because of that, like, you need to take action here. There's a pearl of wisdom. You use this pearl of wisdom, you use this knowledge to do something that goes against, like, your instinctive reaction. But yet, it's like your gut telling you. You just feel something. So I want to say empathy. I feel like empathy, sympathy, I feel like those are things we develop. I think we have everything in us, and depending on how we're raised and what kind of culture and society we're in, certain things are more developed than others. Like if we had been raised in, like during the Vikings, we wouldn't have as much empathy for others. We wouldn't be sympathetic to others' plights. And it would probably even be like, we would see that as a weakness, like you're being weak. And when you're weak, you weaken the whole community because we need what they have. Like so you can we're so programmable, and people get so caught up in that person is being this way or that person is being that way. Well, there's all sorts of different ways to be. And this is one society. So what I'm getting at here is that there's this is instinctive, how you react towards something. And because it's instinctive, I feel like it's learned. But it also is beneficial. I'm not going to tell you to start being a narcissist, because you could end up getting yourself into trouble and having difficulty with relationships. I don't know that you can just become a narcissist. I guess you could over time. But this almost feels like a narcissistic decision about something in your life. Like you need to think about you here. But it's like a one-time thing. I really feel like that the way this is burning away. Like it's like you do it, you claim this wisdom, you utilize it, and then that's it. And it almost like then there's like this opening, a new portal, and going towards something. So it's like it initiates a cycle for you as well. Your superpower, the Death card, and the Hanged Man. It's like stasis, like reevaluation, Angel of the Sky. I almost want to get this all out. Listen, your kryptonite, right hand empathy. Wow, the Queen of Swords. The King of Wands, holy shit. You really meant to cut someone's head off and burn it down. What, did she cut his head off? What's going on there? I don't know. Oh my God, these cards, Taurus. Your nemesis. Left-hand knowledge. Loss of pleasure. The Five of Cups. And Temperance. Being prolongedly disappointed. Your next assignment is Judgment. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups. Everything gets so soft all of a sudden because it is raging over here in your weakness. Oh my God. Wow. Six of Swords. The bottom. I don't know where you're going. Let's figure that out. Oh, wow. Your left hand empathy. Look at this. She got dude's head in her hand. She just chopped it right off. And I don't know, it looks an awful lot like him. Like the King of Wands. It does honestly feel like you feel sympathy for someone you shouldn't. Shit. She's holding, now they're both right hand dominant, so that's interesting. She's holding the sword with her right hand. She's holding his head with the left. I feel like there's so many symbols in here. In your reading, it's blowing my mind. Like, I feel like I could almost sit here for an hour or so and then come back to you with more of this reading. Something becomes incredibly soft over here. Your next assignment is soft. That's what I'm going to... Okay, I want to just do that. Your weakness is... maybe even not wanting to face the gates of hell. And I don't know what this is, but this is an intense conflict of some sort. Your superpower, perhaps, is what takes place after a conflict. Because the death, right? She's chopped a head off here. And I'm hearing fire and brimstone. Because your superpower is having a completely different perspective after a major ending. And this is the kind of ending that you feel to your core. Having a very different perspective. Your nemesis is, it looks like to me, repeating cycles where you become repeatedly disappointed in certain relationships or outcomes here. And this always seems to go on for a bit, like prolonged. So now that's making sense here. Because these two feel connected to me. Your nemesis and your kryptonite. They're working with each other. So the reason you end up in these prolonged situations is because you're worrying about someone else. I would even say it's almost like, it's very simple. Like if you're running a company or you work for a company and you're in a position where there's people who work under you and you would be able to fire them and hire new people on or whatever. This is like it's coming out is, oh, I don't want to do that because I know that Mary's got 3 kids and her husband just got laid off, so you're stuck in a cycle here of continuous disappointment because Mary is not meant for this job and it's just not working out right. Right? Okay, so I'm hoping that little analogy is kind of giving me something here. Because what you really need to come in here is like just bust down the door and tell like, you need to get out of here. And I want to say that there's probably something that would warrant like, now that's enough of that. You just go in and that's it. Because this is fire and swords, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands. This could be somebody who's trying to destroy something for you. This King of Wands, because he'll burn everything down. If you chop off his head, he ain't burning shit. He's not burning shit if you chop off his head. And if the Queen of Swords comes in, this is not a fight fire with fire, right? Because I almost said the Queen of Wands, but then I didn't even let that come out because this is a sword. This is air. You blow enough air into the fire and it blows right out. So that's enough intelligence, enough speak, whatever it needs to be. But maybe you hold up the sword too long and you don't utilize it. I don't know. Because it's like the minute you get rid of something that you really needed to get rid of, that could have even been trying to destroy you in some way. And why? Because your empathy, you're just like you're a softie. Just a friggin' softie, Taurus. The minute you do that, the minute you bring an end to something here, it's like the sky's clear, your perspective changes, and everything becomes soft. It's so soft over here. The Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. This is water, nurturing soil. These are the 2 elements. Actually, it's really funny, isn't it? Both these elements, both of these are like kind of counterparty elements, like fire and air, and then earth and water. Get out of town. She's using her left hand in left-hand judgment. This is not instinctive, right? This is not instinctive. You have to make a point. So it's some sort of gesture. It could be, it's like she's calling someone in. Who's she calling in? Calling someone in. I don't know, maybe the Queen of Pentacles, but she's not looking. She's sitting in a moment. She's having a moment. Queen of Pentacles is having a moment. So I don't know, maybe you're the Queen of Pentacles. There's a lot of court cards here though. And the Queen of Cups calls her in. So if the Queen of Cups is calling in the Queen of Pentacles, this could be same sex, it doesn't have to be, is calling the Queen of Pentacles in, but with her left hand, and that showing up here is not the instinctive reaction hand. This is something that is not done often. It's a gift. Where there's been a long period of no gift. I love Taurus. clarify every darn card on the table here. The Angel of Sky is your superpower. Good. Temperance, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. What is this? This is waiting for something. Yeah, your nemesis is waiting for something to be burned and chopped away. And then once you, well, I guess once you finish waiting for something, but this is where this calm comes in, like this too beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It just feels so peaceful and heavenly over here. After the gates of fire and brimstone. And then the Ace of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. This is building on love. Building on love is your superpower. The Death card is linked to your superpower. The Six of Swords, which is your underline. Yeah, it's going in a different direction. It's leaving the fire and brimstone and going to something very calm and serene and heavenly. Ah, a new perspective. The Hanged Man. The Chariots. Yeah, it's not where you've been. That's for sure. But it's hopefully where you would be going. See, the key for me, too, is not to read these cards like they're sitting in a timeline, because they're not. Like, I almost have to find the timeline here, and I think I have. I feel like this. Yeah, or that. I don't know. No, this. I feel like this is where you are. You're waiting. Waiting in disappointment. This, okay, the right hand empathy is your kryptonite. The world. Very good. No more of that. The world. You're ending that. No, I'm not going to be. The world. That's enough of that. Cut it off. I cut off his head. The King of Wands. Tell us about this. The Six of Pentacles. Seems okay. Although it depends, right? Can be giving or taking too much. Where'd it go? There was a card. I know there's a card that flipped. I thought it was the Eight of Wands. I saw it. You're in here. I know you are. Don't hide. I don't know. Does it say something about the King of Wands? I'm not sure. So this is like some sort of give and take communication, but this is, you know, confusing because it's not, this is the only Eight of Wands I have where all the wands are going in different directions. So that's a storm. Queen of Swords. The Hierophant. What order this came out in. The Two of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Cups. Wow, it's almost coming to, okay. The Queen of Swords, I don't know. This King of Wands is showing up right now, like it could be somebody that you're dealing with, but it's also a part of you that you're getting through. And I can see that too, because people will show up in our lives to teach us things about ourselves. So this King of Wands feels like it could be someone that you're dealing with who, I don't know, there could be something going on with what they say or what they don't say. And it's hard to get a balance here in that. Now, the Queen of Swords has chopped his head off. And we have the Hierophant with the Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Cups. It's almost like having difficulty coming to some sort of a conclusion because there's a lot of, I'm hearing smoke and mirrors, and it would make sense because this Ten of Pentacles, like, it should be so obvious, right? Like everything you can see that's built up in front of you should make a lot of sense. But then the Ace of Wands is like, you have this eureka moment, and it leads to the Five of Cups. So something here, perhaps fooling you because you were overly empathizing with them, empathetic, whatever, and then cutting it out Because the illusion is more like the reality that's being presented. Believing what you see as opposed to what you know. Now, your nemesis, the left eye knowledge, the pearls of wisdom that have to come through your gut to see them. Eight of Pentacles, Judgment, which is where you're going, the Five of Wands and the Four of Swords. Is you have to work diligently to achieve whatever this, to achieve heaven, to achieve peace. That's the knowledge here. You have to work diligently to have some sort of new opportunities that are peaceful and tranquil. Lost in pleasure, the Five of Cups. The Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. Wow, this is the Five of Cups, like some sort of a dream here. A dream for some form of success. But then it becomes very obvious that the success is not based in a 3-dimension. Right? The Ten of Pentacles is showing up as something that creates the illusion. And it's connected to the Five of Pentacles, or the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups here is some sort of distant dream connected to the Ace of Pentacles and success. So seeing something. That's not the success. The success is peace. Temperance. The Queen of Swords. She gets around, doesn't she? The King of Pentacles and the Death card. Well, she's certainly... She's just cutting out the King of Wands. She's cutting out the King of Pentacles. She's cutting them all out. Oh, Jesus. This is almost like cutting some things out here to create peace. To go in a better direction than where you've been. Left hand judgment, which is your assignment. Your assignment. What your assignment is peace. Left hand judgment. The Knight of Cups. I'm telling you, over here, it's so nice. Come over here. It's really nice to listen. The Queen of Pentacles. The Empress. I'm just getting better and better. The Queen of Cups landed on Temperance. I'm glad it did, because it's the Devil. The weight. It's removing some sort of toxicity. Wow. Oh, Taurus. You got the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom. Sovereignty. Well, that sounds good. It looks like that's what this Queen of Pentacles is doing. Sovereignty, sovereignty, sovereignty. Now, incantation time. Magical candles. Magic wand. Magical candles. All right. So I'm going to read to you like what it's all about, and then I'm going to do the incantation. So I'm only going to read the incantation once, as long as I get it right. But I do feel like the incantations are most powerful when said 3 times. Magical candles. Taurus. The dancing flame of a candle represents the element of fire and has been used as a witch's tool for centuries. Candles can absorb your personal energy and then release that energy as they burn. Candle magic is a simple and very powerful form of sympathetic magic and has been in existence for many centuries. The body of the candle is made up from the elements of earth, air, and water. To make it complete, you need fire and spirit. Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. This is getting crazy. Fire is easy and spirit can be represented by the the wick of the candle, as the wick is where the potential of the candle lies. Meaning, we all start our experience with candle magic at an early age with a birthday cake. We were told to close our eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candles. And while today may not be your birthday, you have been granted a wish to make. I told you, light a candle, concentrate on what you want, and let the flame of your intent burn. Anything is possible right now if you want it badly enough. You ready? Do you want to make your wish for it? You can pause me. You can pause me. Okay, your incantation. With this flame that burns so bright, I wish I may, I wish I might. I use this fire to inspire, so please bring me what I desire. Go. Isn't this a fun week, Taurus? I do. There you go. I'm going to go to the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at what from your past still pulls on you, what from your future tries to push you forward, how this push and pull affects you, and how you can allow all things to flow. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.